Hello everybody and welcome again to our YouTube channel. Today in this video we will talk about types of inheritance. In previous video we talked about introduction to overall inheritance, right? In this video let's talk about types of inheritance. In C++ we have these 5 types of inheritance. This first one is single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid, or you can say virtual inheritance. In this video we will talk about single inheritance and multiple inheritance. What are these concepts? First of all, single inheritance. You see the diagram mirrors that we have first class A. It means that it's a parent class. You can also call it base class, and you can also call it superclass that we already in previous video I told you, right? And we have class B. For example, this class is also called child, derive, and subclass, you can say. Now we have one base class, one derive class, and these classes have a relationship with each other, and these classes makes an inheritance concept, and that concept is called single inheritance. I mean the relationship between these two classes is single inheritance, right? Okay, let's do it practically, my dears. For example, I have already created my file and include my syntax. For example, I want to start from here, class A. You can also use a meaningful name for class, but I want to use a simple name that I already use in diagram as well. And also I have another class, for example, class B. I have two classes. Now, relationship between A class and B class, for example, B class extend public A class, right? Here I want to use semicolon, and here as well. Now the error will be fixed, right? Take a look. We have class A, which this is called parent class, simple name. You can also call it super and base class as well, and that class is called parent child class. Now whenever you call it parent, you cannot call it base. You can as well, you can call it, but technically it's a problem, right? You can also not call it derived, because here you call it parent, you have to call it here child. Okay, now you have one parent class and you have one child class, and this child class is the child, I mean the derived class of this A class. I mean this B is child of A class. That concept is called single inheritance. Now let's, for example, I have here data members, or you can say variable method. I have, for example, I want to use a simple program. For example, I want to use public portion simply. Why I use public? It means I can access simply. You can also use private, but private data cannot be accessed in B class because it's private. That we already told in access modifiers concept. Public and protected you can access, not private, right? For example, here I have a simple variable, for example, a string in stu name. This is, for example, I want to use id first, int stu id. stu id, for example, it is in 1001, it is, for example, like this. And after that, for example, I have a function to show that void show id, show id, for example, this is show id. In here simply I want to use simply message your id. Your id is what? Your id is simply stu id. Simply you can see the result, right? Void show id. And simply here as well, for example, here as well I have, first I want to include my portion public access modifiers. After that, for example, I have string stu name. For example, here I have, and the name is, for example, James, right? James, right? And after that I wanna use a function to show that variable, right? Void show id we have, and here we have show name, for example. And after that simply show me that name. I have here a problem, and the problem is that it's not JavaScript, it's C++, and you have to include double quotes. James, right? Okay, after that I want to use cout simple, and you will name a message for the user, and after that what, this is to your name variable simple you can access. After that, and L simply take a look here. I want to use studname, this is studname, right? And std, it means this is std. Now if I want to create the B object, simply you can create B, after that obj name, whatever you want, object obj1, student1, whatever you want. For example, I want obj1, and after that obj1 dot what, dot show id. You can access show id and you can access show name. Why you can access show id? Show id is in A class, because the B class is child of A class and A class is parent. Whatever you have in A class, it can be accessed in B class as well, right? Okay, for example, I want show id simple you can access, and if I want to run, it will print me simple id. Take a look, your id is 1001, right? CLS. Okay, and if I want obj, for example, 1 dot show name I want to access, simply you can write show name, and after that semicolon, you have to use it. Simply, if I want to run, what will be the output? The output will be your ID is 1001 and your name is James, right? Now take a look, my dears. This concept was single inheritance, and this inheritance was single inheritance that we use. I want to use come in here, for example, single inheritance, like this, inheritance, right? This was single inheritance, that you have one class, another class, and it has a relationship between inheritance concept, right? Okay, now I want to jump to slides, and the second topic that we have, it's a multiple inheritance, single inheritance and multiple inheritance. In this video I told you that I will talk about single and multiple. Now the second concept that we have, types of inheritance, is multiple inheritance. You see the diagram, my dears, that we have two classes, one class B and class C, and these are base class. Now you know what are base class, I mean parent class. In these two has one child class. Now take a look, we have two base class and one child. This concept in this types of inheritance is called multiple inheritance. Now let's do it on VS Code practical. For example, I want to comment this one for you guys and comment as well for you. Now from here I want to start. For example, I have one class by the name of A. Simply I want to include my class, I mean structure. After that I have B, and after that I have C class. For example, I told you on the first video that I want to use include simple name. For you guys, you can also use multi in a meaningful name. For example, I have class A here, class B here, class C here. Now this C class inherits what? B as well and C as well. Now take a look. What does it mean? It means that this C extends, we use in Java extends, and here we use colon. What? A class and comma what? B class. Simple. It means like this, right? We have C class. C is child, and this C class has two parent class, two base class. The first one is A and the second one is B. Now if for example here I have public portion, for example I have, and here for example I have stu not, for example employee salary, for example I have, simply I want to use, for example, this is flat. You can also say double salary, double EMP salary. Now what is the EMP salary? Is for example 12,000, right? And simply I have, for example, function to show me that void show EMP salary, simply, and after that cout me cout me what a message for the user like salary, and after that called me that salary variable. Okay. Now for example, I have simple in a class a data member in a function, method. In B class as well, I have public portion. You know better that what is why I use public portion. Here I have double EMP salary. For example, I have double EMP over time here, and overtime is for example 120, right? And now here I have as well a function or method void show what EMP over time. For example, show EMP over time, and after that cout me a message, for example over time, and after that called me that variable over time simply. Now I hope you don't have any question in any problem here, any issue, right? Okay, now C class, for example, I have public portion. Take a look here. In here I have, for example, a double variable what EMP total, for example I have, and in this total I want to use EMP salary plus EMP overtime. Now take a look here. EMP total, where is EMP salary? EMP salary is in A class, but I can access in C class. Why? Because C class is the child of A class. It means it can access the data of A class. But we have an error here, and the error is that you have to use EMP salary, right? Also, where is overtime? EMP overtime we have here? No, in C class we don't have any overtime variable, but I can access tell. Why? Because this B class has overtime, and C class can access the whole data without private of B, because it's parent here. In the C class is child, and this is parent. Whatever parent has, the C will also has. Simple. Data, right? In real world example, you can also match it, like whatever parent has, son or daughter, or we can say child also has, right? For example, now if I want to access, simply I want to use a function here as well. For example, void show total. This will show me total in simply a message for user, for example total, and after that I want to call EMP total variable. Simply you can access. Now take a look. If I want to create the object of C class, this class, I want to create an object. Why I want to create an object? Because I want to access a data, these variables, these methods, and whenever you want to access, you have to use and you have to create an object of that class. For example, obj1. You can call it whatever you want, but I use obj1, object 1. After that, obj1 dot what? Whenever I press dot, it means you can access these all method. EMP over time, you can access variable, EMP salary variable, EMP total variable. You can also access show EMP over time, EMP salary, but I want simply called me what? EMP what? Salary, simple. And after that, I want to run it. What will be the output? Show EMP salary. Here we have problem. Show EMP salary. Now EMP salary here. What is the problem here? Okay, here I want to include public. Now the error will be rise. You can also use public as well, right? In upcoming video we will also see. Okay, now if I want to run the program, what will be the output? The output will be simple 12,000. Look here, the salary is 12,000 and we got it. Now if I want to access 120, overtime, you can simply say obj1 dot what? EMP overtime. Simply in these parentheses, in these, okay, obj1 dot EMP salary. We still have problem in here. I want to use access public A. Okay, now the problem will be solved. Okay, obj1. Where is the problem here? obj1 dot. Simply. Now here is the problem expression. Preceding presentation of a parent call must have pointer to function. Okay. Now C class obj1 dot emp over time. Okay, I want not over time, show over time. I want this method. Now if I want to run the program, what will be the output, my dears? Overtime is 120. Now if I want obj1 dot emp total, I want to access what? Show emp total. Now what will be the output? Take a look that we got these two, I mean 12,000 plus 120. What will be the output? The output will be, wow, we got it. We got the correct answer. Why? Because here we have emp total, in variable in emp total is emp salary plus overtime. And here that concept is called multiple inheritance. Look, multiple inheritance. It means that you have two base class. Here you have two base class, two parent class, one parent class, two parent class, and we have one child class. And this child class accesses the data of first parent, which is A, second parent, which is B. And you see here that emp salary is from first parent, emp overtime is from B parent, and emp total is from C. I mean itself, right? This was all about for this video, my dears. In this video we talk about inheritance types, which include single inheritance and multiple inheritance. In upcoming video, my dears, we'll also talk about multi-level inheritance, hierarchical and hybrid inheritance. This was all about for this video, my dears. I hope you enjoyed the video, my dears, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video and share it to your friends, and be sure to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, my dears. I will see you